Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Time for another episode of Market Monday, the videos where I go through the marketplace in Hockey Ultimate Team and give you guys the best buys and sells that I'm seeing right now. If you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel for the most up-to-date news, tips, and info for NHL 23. All right, let's get into the market. All right, guys, I want to give you guys just my overview of what's happening in the market right now, and it's been a mess, and I think a lot of it has to do with the free Spotlight Master Set players. We've never had a launch of NHL where the game was as broken as it is, but we've also never had a launch of NHL where we've gotten basically two free Master Set player items, and I think that's really messing with a lot of the values. The other thing that people are overlooking is the milestones. So I've gotten a lot of complaints about how the milestone rewards are just very, very lame compared to what they used to be. So if you take a look at like win online games, when you won, I believe it was like 200 or 500, I believe you used to get something like absolutely insane. Like we used to actually get a legend card. Now essentially you get, do you even get a pack? You don't. So you don't even get packs or anything anymore. But what people are forgetting that is there's so many tiers that you're getting way more coins. Like I'm talking an absolute ton, but you're just not noticing it because it comes in small increments. So if we take let's say the sets, for example, every time you complete 15 sets, you're basically getting another 3,000 coins, and that adds up. And what that's allowing to happen is the prices of cards are going for insane amounts because people can afford it. So for example, Cale Makar, a base card, one of the best right now in the game, one of the best defenseman cards in the game, in my opinion. He's going for a lot, and I think it's because these prices aren't falling drastically because there's just people that have so many coins. Like, if you were to go back and look at the other prior games, I'd be willing to bet that you would have a lot more coins than you did at launch of NHL prior years. And again, like over 100,000 coins, there's no way that, just from my prior knowledge of the game, that I would recommend spending over 100K on a base card that essentially wasn't Connor McDavid. But here we are, almost 3 weeks into the game, and he's still going for 100,000 coins. And I think that is because people have so much more coins because of these milestone objectives that are just adding on top of coins in the background that people aren't really paying attention to. All right, so let's talk about things that if you were looking to make money on the market or you want to know where the attention is going, and it is still the base icons. So a lot of money is being made here, and again, I just want to bring your attention to it because there's a lot more being pulled, but because everyone is chasing Mario and Gretzky, these are still going for quite a bit. Like right now, there's actually one up that we're going to snipe right now for 1,200. If you want to make coins, this is how you do it. All right, so I would sit in the base icon under 2,500, and if we go up to, let's say, 3,000, okay, we've actually got some up. So right now, 2,900, the same person is doing this. So you can tell when there's a ton up around the same time, about the same price. So right now, what I just did, I paid 1,300 for that base icon. I'm going to put it back up in the market for, 27.99, just undercut it by one. This is where you can make a lot of your coins. I think a lot of the attention is going to go away from these once the Evo or the fantasy hockey event happens, or just other events in general, because right now we've had the same 10 master set players to chase, and we're getting 2 of them for free. So everyone's trying to get, whatever the new hotness is, and that's still Mario and Gretzky, but people are going to give up on that because it is so expensive. Guys, this set at 3K per, that's 180,000 coins for a chance at 382s. And I tell you that because that happened to me. I also pulled Mario, but the odds are so low when you do those sets that you could be wasting like almost 200K. So I do not recommend doing that set at all. I think that you should sell these, and this is a very easy and simple way to make money in the market. You just sit here, hit triangle. Like if you bring this down to 2,500, right? Bring this down to 2,500, and we just hit triangle. And you can sit here for, maybe you're watching 7 hours of commercial-free football, whatever it is. You just sit here until one pops up, okay? And that's how a lot of people make money on the market. It's very easy, but that's just one example. So next is the team builders. And finally, I thought I was going insane. I thought I was gonna take an L on this, on my, my thought process and what would happen with the team builders. But it is finally happening. There is finally teams where you are seeing insane price spikes because there is just not a lot of cards to pull from. So the the New York Rangers, for example, right now at 81 and above are going for an astronomical amount because the Metro Division has one of, if not two, of the extremely good team builder cards. So you're always going to find ones that are price locked. So I looked earlier and there wasn't even any up for 5K. There's not. 5,000 for an 81 overall base card, guys, and above. So what I would recommend, again, this is another spot where you can sit. If you've got Ranger card, guys, sell them now. I don't see how they can stay up this high. And when the new events come out, whether it's a fantasy hockey event or something new like a Halloween one, everyone's going to rip packs. You shouldn't because of the state of the game, but I understand why you would. So the other team that you should pay attention to is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Right now, again, I mentioned this at the beginning of the year, there just isn't a lot of over 81 overall cards. So right now they're going for about 3,000 coins. I would try and flip and sell these. So again, same situation. If you just hit triangle and you're just spamming it, right? Eventually you're going to see one pop up. That will be for, 1,500. Someone's not paying attention. They're going for whatever the minimum 81 overalls are. That's when you can grab that and then flip it for around 3K price. So just pay attention to the Toronto Maple Leafs as they're starting to drop, as are the Tampa Bay Lightning. There's none up for 3K right now. So I believe they are going for about 5,000 per. So I wanted to bring this to your attention because if you've got any of these, I would sell them to make coins. There's only one up right now for 5K. But also, a very easy way to make money is you just sit here and just wait for one of those to pop up, buy and then flip, and you'll make some coins that way if you're free to play. So those are the three main ones. The Rangers at 6,500, the Leafs at 3, and the Lightning at 5K I wanted to bring to your attention. I guess we should talk about team builders as a whole. Right now, if you're trying to make, I would avoid a Metro or Atlantic Division team because of those prices. You don't want to spend more than 400K or around 400K on a team builder. These cards have been great, and they are among the best in the game right now. But there will be new events that come out where the value of these slowly starts to die out, and you'll be able to make them in the future. If you've made one, make two. That's the only situation because you're going to need to trade two of these in for like a 93 version. So just be aware of that. If you've made one, I would try and grab two. It's very easy to make one, but again, it's going to cost some on the Metro is going to be very expensive. But if you wanted to make Owen Nolan, who has been a great card for me, or Steve Duchesne, I think the Pacific Division is one of the better ones because both of those options are very strong. You can make them both, probably for cheaper than just trying to make one Metro Division right now. So around 200 to 300K is probably what you're going to have to spend to get one. I'm out on them right now. If you haven't made one, unless you're very close, I would take untradeable rewards in Rivals and then throw those in so you get a little bit closer. But, I'm selling any 82 and under overall. So I'll show you what's in my collection right now for the God Squad. All right, I'm going to go through today and tomorrow. Again, Monday, Tuesday is the best time to sell cards because that is when there's very few packs in the store. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and I'm going to sell all my 82s. I have a ton that are under 82, right? But I'm just going to go ahead and sell all of these. Anything above 82, 83 and above, keep, because if the next event is the Evo or the fantasy hockey event, you need all the resources you can, and you really need to save those cards because the trade-in for the 82s and 81s for collectibles are just not worth it. So sell any of these that you have tradable right now because team builders are at their highest, in my opinion, and then after that, what I would do is just sell them, keep any of the, 83 and above one. Okay, now let's talk about that event and what you should be doing. So I have been talking about the Evo event. Everyone calls it Evo. It's called fantasy hockey, or that's what they've been calling it. So let's talk about fantasy hockey. There's no confirmation if that event is going to happen this Friday. All right. Last year, there was a 1-week Halloween event that happened in between, and that there's a strong possibility that happens again this week as well. So, but we have to be prepared regardless. So if the fantasy hockey event is this week, how do you prepare? What are things that you should be focusing on? So if you go to the auction house here, we'll just take a lay of the land right now because as you know, you trade in 83s and 84 overalls, and you'll get event collectibles for master set players that you can use in the event. It's going to be the same format. However, we don't know if 85s are going to be in play. So last year, what ended up happening was I was seeing 87s, for example, going for a very, very cheap price because they weren't used in sets. The problem was they didn't add them into sets for like basically an entire month afterwards, and everyone just got caught holding the bag. People are now aware of that, because what's happened is 85s now are going for the high end. They are going for the price that they probably would if they are actually used in the event. So right now they're going for around 15K. If you find any that are around, let's see, is there any up for 13K? If you see any for 13, there's quite a few up right now. So how the 85s will work is you will need two of them. So let's say you get 2 for 12,800, and then you will get 3 collectibles. So that's 8,500 per. So, and that's at basically 13K. All right, so anything under 13K is pretty much par for the course right now, 8,500 per collectible. If you go down to 83s, they are still the best buy in my opinion. If you go and see right now, they're going for around 5,500, okay? At 5,500, that means each collectible is going for 8,250. And that's if you buy them at 5,500. There's a lot up that are cheaper than that. I mean, like, let's set this to 5,000, see if there's any up. And that's even cheaper, okay? So I would be buying any 83 overalls that are under 5,000 coins. I think that is still the best buy. 84s are going for 10,000 per. That means that each collectible is 10,000. It's just simple math, guys. You got to just, and again, you're seeing people sit there. So same situation as the other things. You can just spam triangle or Y and just wait for stuff to pop up. You get yourself 20 minutes, you can grab a few, and you'll be a lot more prepared. The other thing that I wish I had noticed earlier, okay, if you're doing the Spotlight collectibles, okay, if you're no money spent, I still recommend making a Master Set player item, okay? So if you go to the objectives here, and you go to the Spotlight power-up, right? You're earning collectibles by playing games, and that essentially can get you a free 88 overall player item. My no money spent team, I did that. I'm leveling up my Jared McCann. I think that is still important. However, if you have no interest in adding up more of those, here's a nice little hack that you could do for the next event. All right, you go to exchange sets. All right, what you do is you go to the Spotlight events, go over here, and see how it says trade in 2 for the Power Up Master Icon choice set. So if you just add in 2, right, I don't have any, you're going to get a choice set of 84 overall MSPs from this event. It doesn't matter who you are. You're not going to upgrade them, because then what you could do is take that 84 overall that you just got, and if you save up all 16 of those collectibles, that means that you've gotten 8. You can do this multiple times. So you've got 8 84 overalls. Well, then in the next event, you can just come here and you're getting free event collectibles because you're trading in 2 84 overalls. So I want you guys to be aware of that. I wish I would have known it earlier because I would have given you guys that, that info, that option. I still think it's better if you're no money spent to take the guaranteed MSP. Because the Evo or fantasy event, the thing about it is the overalls start low. And how that event works is they only go up in overall when they score goals in real life. So sometimes it might take a little while for one of your MSPs. I remember back to the first year in NHL 20, I believe, one of my favorite cards of all time was Brady Tkachuk's fantasy hockey event. I got him at the launch of the event, and it took about 6 weeks before he was in my God Squad lineup, but then he never left. He was one of the best cards in the game, and he ends up at 99. So it's always an event that is very important for people, especially if they're no money spent. I'll have a full video out explaining why and how that will work. But that's going to do it, guys, for this today's Market Monday. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'm excited to get into it. Hopefully some of these bugs get fixed in the game. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.